Welcome to Go Play Esports Podcast with Christopher Turner, Go Play founder and CEO, esports coach at the Southern University Lab, and gamer. Discussions on the emergence of esports at the K-12, collegiate, and professional level. Let's go! Let's go play.
What's going on? This is your host, Christopher Turner, once again. Welcome to Go Play Esports. You know what it is. You know what we cover. We cover everything esports, man. From pre-K all the way up to professional, man. You know what it is. We're all the way in. We're all the way locked in. I hope everybody's still staying safe, and we're going to continue to pump out this great content. So let's get to the order of things. Esports news of the day. Epic Games announces 2 million Fortnite Championship Series Invitational. Following last weekend's conclusion with Chapter 2, Season 2 Fortnite Championship Series, Epic Games has announced a new online invitational tournament. The Fortnite Championship Series Invitational will feature up to 600 players per region, an award total of $2 million in prizes and money across all regions. This is a great move for Epic. To be quite honest, when Fortnite first dropped, it was a phenomenon. Everybody got on board, and for it to be, taking place like this, man, you're talking about a worldwide invitational. You're talking about Europe, North America, the Middle East, Brazil, Asia. It goes on, man, and for them to be sustainable, and keep the morale going from that first drop and building those numbers and releasing out a free game and, the constant updates, and not known for a lot of, things where it's a bunch of hiccups and, of course they have to go back in and do updates and release patch notes and stuff like that. But it hasn't been a game where it's been a constant fix for them. And with that said, I'm pleased with the product. I really don't play anymore, man. I'm not a real big builder like I used to be, man. I'm more, involved in first-person shooters at the standpoint, but congratulations to them. Congratulations for them being, on top of their game. And let's drop a bomb for Epic in that $2 million. So, every episode we have a guest, and today's no exception. Today's guest is from Dayton, Ohio. He's a co-founder and pro-am lead MPBA 2K. He's the head coach and general manager of Next Gaming. He also had the pleasure of evaluating the first 102 draftees into the 2K League, analyzed for Bugs Gaming as well. This brother I'm real proud of. I've been watching him for a while. I like the moves that he makes. He stays motivated. He's open to pushing people forward, man. And I really appreciate him, starting a relationship with us, starting a relationship with me. And hopefully we can build on that and do some great things together. Without any further ado, let's invite Evan Curtis, a.k.a. OG King Curt, to the show. Welcome to the show, OG.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah,
okay. Got the
full production over here, brother. Full production over here,
got you. It felt like I was coming through the tunnel.
there you go, man. I gotta have that esports feel, man. I got to. I briefly kind of went into a brief introduction of who you are, man. Can you tell the listening audience more in depth about how you got here to this point?
Sure can. First of all, thanks for having me. I appreciate any opportunity that I get to tell my story and also shed light on the NBA 2K League. So I definitely appreciate you for having me on. But Basically, it started around 2014, 2015. The Pro-Am, kind of like the pre-Pro-Am era with the Jordan Rec Center that came about. I had played 2K since its beginning when I was in the military and when I got out, and I still continued to play, but around 2014, 2015, they added the Jordan Rec Center. And at that point, I was hearing about leagues and organized games, and all of this stuff was going on. And I just kept searching different gaming blogs and all on the internet, just trying to find people that I can maybe get in touch with and play in these leagues. So I finally kept searching, found one, started playing in the ABA, started listening and hearing about other leagues going on as well. So while I'm playing in the ABL, the American Basketball League, I heard about the SBA, the Structured Basketball Association. That's really where things started to open up, because when I went over to the SBA, I met Tawan Fairley, who is now the Mass GG general manager and coach. At that time, he was playing and he was helping running the SBA, and I got in there because it was a higher level of competition. Mm-hmm. So at that point, we became friends. We started playing together, and one day out of the blue, he just said, "Curt, I think I can run a league better than all these leagues." And I said, "Well, if that's what you want to do," I said, "I'm here with you." And so we started coming up with a game plan. I asked him, what did he want to call it? And he said, the MPBA. And I said, what's that stand for? And he said, My Player Basketball Association.
Ooh.
I said, okay, it's pretty cool. Like, I liked it. And he sounds serious. I mean, LT's always been like a laid back, go with the flow, but he was like adamant about this. So we started going towards the beginning, like middle of 2K15. Word was getting around. A lot of top players started joining the following years, like your Dimes, your O'Larrys, and most of the pros that's in the league now. They started joining and playing, and about 2016, 2017, we was basically the premier Pro-Am league to play in, and just a short time, we had got in contact with so many good players. LT pretty much knew about a lot of the competitive players from game battles and different things like that. Me, I was more on the managerial side, just operating the league and adding new things to it. As long as Lawrence West, who came along with us, he's now the GM and coach for Hornets Venom GT and the other 2K league. Okay. So we pretty much came together and made a good competitive league. We marketed it pretty well. We started out on Facebook. It was 8,000 to 9,000 people in our group. Then we heard the word that the NBA 2K community was on Twitter. So we migrated over to Twitter, started promoting really well. Wes was great at marketing the league and getting the word out and getting people to sign up. Initially, when we started, we was just an Xbox One league.
Gotcha.
Around 2000, I think it was 2000, between 2016 and 2017, we went to both consoles where we was having Xbox One leagues and PS4 leagues, and that's when we kind of really hit our peak. We started gaining interest from a lot of top PS4 players, and we already pretty much had all of the top Xbox One players playing, and it's pretty much from there, the league was announced, the NBA 2K League, in 2017. We was excited about it because we was like, yes, like finally, like we have an esports in our realm of what we was already doing.
Of
but
course.
At the same time, we didn't know where it was going to lead us, but we was excited about it. So the opportunity rolled around the first season. Me and LT, we worked under Bus GG as draft analysts, and basically we helped them put together their season one team. And it kind of fell short for us to a degree because after we had put the team together. We pretty much took limited roles after that. I just was pretty much a community manager for him. LT was kind of like a information assistant where he helped with various game plans and different stuff like that. But the following season is where we both had a breakthrough, where I was contacted by the league. I had a few conversations, and I signed with Brooklyn to become their GM and head coach. And then not too long after that, LT was signing with Dallas to become their GM and head coach. So it's just it seemed like a long time, but it kind of picked up momentum after like the first 3-4 years. But I mean, we was doing something just that we love to do. Like it was the passion of the game. And we just wanted to make it fun and make it competitive and have somewhere for players to go to compete and not just stay there the best, but have a proving ground to show it. So in doing that, it gave us a great opportunity to do what we're doing now. And I'm very blessed and honored to do what I do because it's only so many people that's doing it. So I don't take it for granted, and I'm sure everybody else that's came along on the journey that we've had feel the same way.
And so walk us through the year that you signed with the Nets gaming group, and can you kind of walk us through the whole process? I can see where you have the background, you have the skill set, and them trying to figure out that first season, something that you guys have been doing in the NPBA for the whole time, and them trying to work out the kinks. What was that whole process, season 2, signing on with the Nets? Was it a few meetings? Was it did they come to you? How did that?
It's a story I'll never forget. Basically, at the end of season 1, I was there. I talked to the league about a couple of weeks before the finals. I had a great conversation with them. At the time, it was, obviously Brendan Donahue, who's the managing director, Daniel Sy, who's in league ops, and at the time, Aaron Ryan was on board as well. And I had a conversation with them on the phone. It went really well. They said they'd stay in touch. About a week or so later, I got a phone call from Aaron Ryan, but I didn't notice at the time. I'm driving on my way to work, and a number popped up in my phone. I didn't have it locked in, and it was from Secaucus, New Jersey. So I figured it was probably something. It may have been something basketball related. So I answered it. Aaron Ryan, he said, Curt, we really had a great conversation with you. If we can, we really want to get you out here for the finals and meet and have a conversation. So I flew out to the finals, attended that. I met with Aaron Ryan. We sat and had lunch, talked about various things. He was telling me he felt like the league. I always felt funny at times because I was older than most of the people in the 2K community. So I always, I had it was just always an interesting feeling. But I took it as a term of endearment. That's how I came up with the OG King Curt part of it. And so he was like, Curt, we need OGs in the community and in the league as well. So fast forwarding from that moment, I left from the finals September 4th, 6:30 a.m. I'll never forget.
Man,
I was working. I was a manager at a group home, so I worked third shift. So at night, the kids would be asleep. And this happened to be a particular day where pretty much I didn't have that many kids to get up in the morning to take to school. So I was sitting at the desk. Email rolled across my iPad. I checked it. It was Brooklyn reaching out to me. Basically said that they was told that they needed to, have a conversation with me. And I responded to the email at 6:35 because I was excited. I was excited when